Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about what I believe is happening to Tristan and what that could mean for the next arc of Life is Strange. Now, in the beginning of the latest issue, we see that Tristan, well, this is further on in the issue, not the beginning, sorry. We see Tristan is back in the van after Max rewinded time, yet nobody can see or hear him. And when Tristan goes to touch Lawrence's shoulder, you see that his hand completely goes through. Now, I believe what's happening to Tristan is that his power is completely screwing up like it did with Max in the game. As you know, Max was able to, in episode 2, towards the end, when she tried to save Kate, she rewinded and ended up completely freezing time, and it was the only time that she ever done it, and it never happens again in the entire game, and we never see it happen in the comics at all. So what I think's happening with Tristan is he's pushed himself too far, like what Max did, and so what's happening now is that Tristan will have to wait until he'll get tongue-tied, sorry. He'll have to wait until the effects of his new power wear off, because Tristan's ability is he can turn invisible, he can make people not hear him, and that's how he got by when he took food, when he took water, that's how he survived. And you can see in Arc 2, if you want to go back, and when Max finds Tristan and she's running after him, Tristan ends up hitting into a person. So Tristan can't be seen, he can't be heard, but he could still, like, be physically touched. It's basically like Harry Potter with his invisibility cloak, where Harry's invisible, no one can see him, and as long as he keeps quiet, no one can hear him, but he can still bump into people, and they can feel him if they bump into him. But what's happening with Tristan... sorry about that, everyone, my mic just cut out for some reason. So anyway, picking up where I just left off, or where you last heard me leave off. So right now we see that Tristan can't touch anyone in the physical realm, to be said. Like, he's trapped in between two he's trapped in between his original timeline and this timeline, Max's timeline. Now, I think what's going to have to happen in order for it to like, I have a few ideas about how Tristan can physically come back so people can see him. One of the theories is that his power will have to wear off a bit, and then people will be able to see him. But another theory I have is that Max is going to have to rewind again in order for people to see him. I mean, because Max did not just rewind time. She literally rewinds Tristan out of her time, out of Rachel's timeline, the timeline she's currently in, and Tristan ends up going back to Max's timeline. So basically, I think Max will have to rewind again in order to free Tristan to free Tristan from this intangibility stasis he's in. And in case any of you don't know what I mean by intangibility, it's basically means Tristan is unable to be touched, and he doesn't have a physical presence in Max's timeline. So he can't be touched, he can't touch anyone, and he can't be seen or heard. And it's a lot like, the power of intangibility is a lot like Kitty Pryde from X-Men. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. If any of you have seen the movie, she's played by Ellen Page, who's apparently Elliot Page now. I don't know what's going on with all that. Like, I'm not really paying attention, but anyway, Kitty Pryde's power is to phase through solid objects. So I think that's what's happening to Tristan, and it really makes you think, okay, if Tristan is phasing through objects, how is he going to survive? Like, because it's more serious than you think. It's not just he can't interact with the high sea members, and with the exception of Pixie and Chloe, I mean as in Chloe's one of the people who can't see him, if Tristan is phasing through everything, then what's he gonna eat? Like, what's he gonna drink? Because it's a really serious problem that I hope gets addressed later on. Or here's another theory, maybe if any of you remember in issue 2, I believe it was issue 2 of the first arc of Life is Strange, Max sees Dana in the diner, in the Two Whales diner, and when Chloe touches Max's hand, she's able to go into that timeline with Max. What if this is the same thing? What if Tristan has to hold Pixie's hand so that the others can see him, and so he can have a physical presence in Max's original timeline? So that means he'll be able to eat and drink. But like, I don't know, like, I'm just guessing because we don't really know anything. But what we do know is that Pixie is the key. I'm not sure how she is, but the fact that she is the only one that can see him, and the fact that Pixie in Tristan and Rachel's timeline remembers the accident on the road, it has to mean something. It has to have some importance. So anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.